Okay, the purpose of this video is to walk you through the different paperwork you are going to need in order to write the day one note. Now, this is going to be provided to you if you're doing a new patient, regular new patient day one note, a Medicare day one note, and of course the personal injury, which include motor vehicle accidents, workman's comp, and other type of injuries that are going through any type of civil case. So I'm going to walk you through the different forms so that way you're familiar with them. With this laminate right here, one of the doctors is going to actually fill this out for you, and this is two-sided, so if you don't see anything in the front, that means we got to turn it around, and you'll see right there that well, let me take a step back real quick. This is your diagnosis for the cervical area. This is your diagnosis for the thoracic area. And here is your diagnosis for the lumbar, sacrum, pelvis area. And then this will be the rest of the information that you will need in order to know what to enter. Now, if you see this right here circled, that's going to instinctively tell you that you need to follow the process for writing a personal injury, motor vehicle accident, and workman's comp day one note. So you'll have this form with you. You'll also have these exam forms right here, this exam form here. So it'll tell you the range of motion and then the different segments that we palpated that found that need to be corrected. And so you'll see if you ever have a question, like if you notice here, you're like, well, I don't know if that's 3, is that 2? Just ask us and we'll correct that over time. You'll learn our handwriting. We're both different. Down here, this is where you'll see any of the extremity annotations. So if you see R and L, remember R is right, L is left, and this is right knee, left knee. So you might see sometimes right shoulder, left wrist. And so just to make sure that these are your extremity segments that you need to enter in. Then down here at the very bottom, it's going to tell you what other exams did we perform. So we did the SEMG, we did a digital posture exam, we took our x-rays. So whenever you see x-rays like this, that means it's going to be that number 7, okay? Now, if on this form right here, you notice that we circled PI, MVA, remember, instead of putting number 7 for x-rays, you're going to put A for cervical trauma, and I believe it's 6 for lumbar trauma, okay, for x-rays. And then right here, this is telling us we did bilateral AP knee x-rays, and there's no really other button for that for the x-rays. What you also need is, actually let me start with this one first. Let me see if I have this one here. Is the QVAS. This is the QVAS because all of them will at least have this form right here. If you notice, that's the quadruple visual analog scale, that's QVAS. And so we'll have every single one of these filled out. And then whenever you see this right here, the revised Oswestry and the neck disability index, that's going to let you know if this right here was not circled. First of all, you know this is not a personal injury day one note. So if you see these forms here along with these other 2 forms here, you know that's going to be a Medicare. Okay, so you'll just have to input that. Okay, the only thing that's going to tell you if this is a personal injury note, day one note or not, is going to be this circled by one of the doctors. Okay, so don't worry if you don't see these 2 forms. If all you see is these 2, just remember, skip that step. Go from 11 down to 12. Okay, and so those are the forms you are going to need in order to write your note, your day one note. Now this will be the same. Just remember, for day one, regular new patient, Medicare new patient, or personal injury, and what's going to tell you if it's personal injury or not is right there. If that is circled or highlighted.